and looked
Oh
at.
yeah, right. We have a document, don't we?
Yeah.
There's a whole shit pot of news on there too. I wish I had paid attention to any of it.
It's gonna be an awesome show.
There was a lot that happened.
What happened this week?
It was
I've been-
Games Communist.
Oh, right.
All week
Right.
There's not a single mention on there of Ben Kuchera, which was the only news I cared about this week.
Yeah, what's up with that? We gotta.
This week?
I just want the
Well,
inevitable
in
Phil
the
Fish,
hierarchy
Ben
of
Kuchera
headlines-
steel cage match.
No,
The
we
hierarchy
need to
of
talk
headlines,
about this
I,
because
this
is what the
didn't think
fans
it was-
want.
Oh,
They
God.
probably don't.
Phil's doing that thing where he talks over somebody else all the time.
Somebody else had a fart in my mouth because it tastes so good because I'm a loser dork with a
Wow.
ham for a tooth.
I don't think I would like to have someone fart in my mouth. I don't think I would like that.
Oh. How about a
Just
dog?
because you don't like it doesn't mean nobody likes it.
I mean, that is a very specific fetish, I have to say.
You ever have a dog fart in your mouth?
Aren't they all?
That's right.
I guess.
Let's see. What did I play? Oh, yeah, I played that. And
Pac-Man.
Yep.
I know one game
Pac-Woman.
we played this week.
What
Probably.
game did I play?
SteamWorld Dig for the Wii U.
I
Oh,
did.
Jesus.
I can't talk about it yet, though. It's under embargo.
That's a shame.
God. Bullshit.
Huh?
I'm guessing
serious.
it's
Under embargo?
How can it
Extremely
be
different.
under embargo?
It's
Every system since 1982. How is it under embargo?
when they sent me the review code, they said it's reviews are embargoed until some date.
Well,
didn't make
reviews
any
or
sense.
you can't talk about it.
Oh, you know what? It might just be reviews. You know what? Let me double check the.
I mean, reviews is
Fine.
already ridiculous. It's been reviewed on 17 platforms.
I mean,
I agree.
you don't even need to talk about it, is the
Yeah.
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, please don't take this as us telling you we want you to talk about this game. This
You
week.
know,
It's more or less
see,
with the embargo.
see that topic list at the top of the outline that's, fairly lengthy.
That's a lot of. Oh yeah, yeah.
That's
Let's
how
talk
my
about
wife
that.
describes me.
Let's talk about that hot new game, Night Trap. That's
This is. I kind of like this
Certainly.
though. This is CJ flexing his host muscle.
Yeah.
I like.
I know,
CJ.
right?
CJ, don't take no shit off nobody.
Yep.
Well, I wanted to make sure we didn't forget to talk about anything.
Flex your host muscle.
ew.
I
That's
love
right.
CJ's host muscle.
His
Yeah.
host muscle has the most hustle. Let me tell you about that.
All right, are we going to start recording?
That's the cleverest thing you've
I
ever
don't know.
You like that?
I'm going to go
that's
ahead.
good.
I'm
Hold
just
on,
glad
let
we
me-
weren't recording when Phil did that.
We need to open up recording things too, don't we?
I
I
hit the
got
button.
yeah. Let me audio
It's been a
hijack
while.
here. Hijack.
I'm starting
Record.
recording because screw you guys.
There. I've already started recording. My recording
As
has
have I.
begun.
Good.
I
Done.
have also begun recording.
As have I.
So say we all.
As have I.
Let's do a clap.
Okay.
I like one of those.
Hold
One of
on.
those clap things.
Phil's got the clap.
Yep.
Phil's got 2 microphones.
I'm
Hey,
making.
that
I'm,
microphone is awfully blue.
I'm setting this up to look like a news conference.
He just blew himself.
Actually, it's purple. The
I
lighting.
love an Arrested Development reference.
I have
I'll give you
clear
$1 for
lighting
that.
in here, so it's actually a purple mic.
You kind of are the Dr. Tobias Funke of this podcast
Thank you, because I'm a talented actor.
because you're an analrapist.
Well, I don't like to brag much.
Combination analyst, therapist. world
Actually,
analrapist.
that is not-
Sounded like
that
you
is
said
not-
anal rapist.
That is not
Yeah,
true
that's
at
the
all.
joke.
Oh, okay.
It then shows his business card, and it looks like it says anal rapist, and it's amazing.
No, I've never watched
never-
this show.
You've never
Oh,
seen the show? You're
It's
an
on
idiot.
Netflix.
Come on, Greg.
You're an idiot. Yeah, you can stop right at the end of season 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
that's
don't
true.
need you don't need to worry about that for
You can stop at the point where the actors stopped being in the same city when
Yeah.
they were filming.
Yeah. Boy, that fort. Yeah, that was kind of a mess.
Horrendous.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Big
How are we
question.
going to solve the fact that nobody's in the same city? Just put them on the phone. They're just on
Yeah.
the phone with each other every
Yeah.
episode. That makes sense.
Show the back of a lot of characters' heads. They pulled that trick. You realize?
Oh yeah,
right? Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, this is odd blocking for this scene. How can we never see the? Oh, I understand. Someone's in New York right now.
All right.
Yeah, it's time for a clap.
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1. I don't know if I liked that clap.
That was-
I would love to do another one. I'd
really?
like to consider that a dress rehearsal.
I feel like I'm always better my second time.
Yep. Well,
Hmm.
that's like after 7 hours or so, right?
Well, as I get older, yes, that
An
time gets
incredibly
longer.
long
There's a
refractory
refractory
period.
I feel like you get the easy
Clap.
one out of the way, and then you're practiced. You're warmed up. You're ready to go.
Then you have the most hustle.
That's right.
In your host muscle.
In your host muscle.
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
That one was perfect.
That was perfect.
That's the
That one
best
was
thing.
perfect. That one was perfect.
That goes in the Hall of Fame of claps.
I'm
We got
having
the Clap Hall of Fame.
a great day so far.
Yeah? Are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, that clap.
We
You
got
have
a clap,
two
right?
microphones. I don't want to be the first
One
to
doesn't
point this
work.
out, but you have two microphones. In
This
front
is
of
my
you.
is my press conference
It
setup.
looks like you got robot titties.
Yeah. Really
You got a big set of
bizarrely
robot titties.
offset.
Now, let me ask you.
One of them
question
has
here.
a P
Phil.
filter on it for some reason.
It's C-double-D-P-O.
Is the areola there on your purple mic set to 1?
Huh?
Is that set to
What? Yes. Yes, it is.
good. And we're
well played,
getting
Johnston.
somewhere.
That was for Mike.
Everybody
That was
loves a
for
well-played Johnston.
Oh, popsicle zone.
Yikes.
I had to get a new microphone. My crappy audio as of late is because my blue microphone
We
died.
just thought it was who was sitting in front of the microphone.
Fair. Tough, but fair.
Yeah.
Jeez, fellas.
Gosh,
Went out.
fellas.
Went out and bought a new microphone and everything. I didn't think you guys were going to give me the business like this.
Mm. Hello and welcome to episode 406 of the Player One podcast for Monday, August 18th, 2014. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me, as always, direct and live from the frozen north, Mr. Greg Seward.
Oh, wow. Hi.
Hi.
I was not expecting to get introduced first.
And join us from the great state of Utah,
Whoa!
Mr. Mike Phillips.
Hey, how you doing, CJ?
Good, how are you?
What's your favorite video game?
I kind of like the Pokemons. Is it bad if I said Hamtaro?
Ham
I-
Unite.
No, that's fine.
All right, and joining us from California in front of a new microphone, purple microphone, might I add, for those watching on video.
A turgid purple microphone.
Yes, it is engorged. Mr. Phil Theobald. Hello.
Fuck you!
What?
Whoa.
Yeah. What's this? What's this?
What?
Just changing it
I was-
up.
I was the first person introduced, and
You-
now
you take a week off?
now I'm relegated to Phillips territory.
Third string. He's
I
flexing
don't-
his host muscle. Encourage
I
it.
don't need this.
Here's what happens: you take a week off, and you're back
Yeah?
to the back of the line.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What? Papa Jibba. Man,
We got a new microphone, so we're all good.
I have a purple microphone now.
It's
It's a blue
nice.
microphone, but it's purple. Figure that one out,
Oh,
scientists.
as long as it works, that's what we care about.
Let's hope it does.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hope it does, because I have not pressed any record buttons yet. So we'll
We'll
see how good a microphone this really is.
Yeah. Hey Phil, since Greg walked away from the microphone, we'll
Ah.
start with this.
Are we planning a surprise party?
Turn out all your lights right now so when he comes back, all three of our screens are dark.
That would be amazing. Let's talk about One Piece Pirate Warriors, because I picked that up
Yeah. Yes, dance, my puppet, dance.
I actually looked at that because it was only, what, $7?
$5.
The first one.
And then I looked at the screenshots and thought, man, I would rather look at a picture of Abraham Lincoln.
You know what? It looks really great. I like how the game looks.
Hold on, Mike. If you're
Sir.
really excited about that picture of Abraham Lincoln, take that $5 bill to the bank. Have it changed into pennies.
That's a good point.
You will have
500
Oh,
Abraham
my.
Lincolns.
If you like one picture of Lincoln, brother, have I got a deal for you?
That's good math.
Well, you don't like the Dynasty Warrior games, Mike,
No.
and
really.
you are not a fan of the Japanese anime, right?
Jesus, are we still
That's
talking
also
about
correct.
Warriors games?
So even for
Welcome
$5,
back.
why would a surprise?
Exactly.
Why,
Oh, yeah, we planned a surprise party for when you came back. This is it.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy it.
Why would a combination of the two somehow loop back around to
It
a
wouldn't.
positive?
I'm just
Okay.
saying, I saw that it was $5, looked at the screenshots, and said, oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But hey, the game's pretty good.
See? I told you you'd like it.
I've played through episode 4,
Yeah.
which is actually, I guess, the 5th mission because there is an episode 0.
Which is
course.
typically your starting episode if given the choice.
True.
Yes.
And I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's enjoyable.
Told you.
Also, I thought maybe it was based on the motion picture Pirates, but it was not.
No. It's based on the pirate movie.
With
You remember
Christy McNichol.
That's the one.
Yeah. And
What?
what the hell's the guy's name that was it? He was in
It was in the Blue Lagoon.
Blue Lagoon. Yeah. Damn. That was a terrible movie.
That was
Brooke
a terrible movie, but
Shields.
You know
Brooke
what?
Shields was in Blue Lagoon.
She
It
was.
was, that was one of the movies that my mom took my brother and I to see, like, during the summer.
Wow.
Which movie?
The pirate.
The pirate movie. Hey, boys, want to see a
Pirate
shitty
movie.
version of the Pirates of Penzance?
Exactly.
Yeah. Will there be popcorn?
We'll get some culture in you somehow.
I've
Two
never
Live
heard
Crew to
of
the
the
soundtrack.
pirate movie.
pirate
You should watch it.
Really?
It's,
Yeah, it's spectacular.
it's bad.
I've seen Ice Pirates. Is it anything like Ice Pirates?
It's a
It is
lot like
nothing,
that.
nothing
Okay,
like that.
okay.
No.
It has actors, and it
Okay.
is a movie.
Does it have a little space herpes in there?
If that's your nickname for Christy McNichol, I'm fine with that.
About machines that aggressively castrate people?
Whoa.
It's
Any
Ice-
other-
Ice Pirates is a weird movie, man.
Kind of an aggressive act.
Well, depends. Next time we hang out, Greg, I'll show you the more sensitive way.
Yet another reason never to come back to California.
Oh, come on.
Yes. All right.
Well
So
enough.
anyway, One Piece Pirate Warriors.
Yeah.
Good.
I told
Glad I
you.
missed most of this conversation. What's next?
Well, we were waiting, of course, for you to come back to continue the
Sorry.
the news. Yeah. Is that a mirror on your wall, by the way?
It is. Yep. Yep.
So if you like
you're getting
move out of the way, this will be like an Inception or something. We'll have like
you're getting a clear shot of my air conditioner.
that's pretty nice.
Nice.
Wow.
I like that.
Or is it?
Man.
Oh.
I don't know.
So you know
Every
last-
time he leans out of the way, there's a van heading for the water, and it's
Yep.
gone like 2 more inches.
last week we neglected to mention
Uh,
that it was the 25th anniversary of the Sega Genesis.
Bastards.
And Greg,
I don't
you
think
were
I
on that
neglected to
show.
mention it. I think I mentioned it.
You did not mention it. I don't
I
think.
believe I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you did.
It might have been cut out in post.
We neglected to pay attention
Yeah,
when Greg
that's
mentioned it.
a little more fair.
That's right. So during the week, I went back to see, I'll link and I'll tweet out a link to our retrospective on the Sega Genesis. That'll be, you can listen to that, and
Yeah,
it'll be in place of any talk about the Genesis that we now.
Mhm.
But turns out we didn't do a retrospective on the Sega Genesis.
we've never done a Genesis show?
I don't think so. I couldn't
Really?
find it. If we did.
I really love the fact that once you
Weird.
realize we'd never done a Genesis retrospective, you didn't bother to tweet anything when you could have maybe tweeted something about, I don't know, Generation 16.
Well, I leave it.
I don't think anyone here is involved with any sort of Genesis.
That's right. So we'll do one of those eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have anything to do with any kind of anniversary or important date of any sort.
Happy 25th. Sega Genesis.
We'll do it on the
That's how we used to
26th
do it in the old
anniversary.
days.
I did find
Yeah.
out, though, we did a Sega CD retrospective. You guys did that while I was out. I took a week off, and you guys did the Sega CD retrospective.
We figured you wouldn't
Ah,
have a
yes.
whole lot to contribute with that, so.
I love
Where
the Sega CD.
I bet we talked about games like Night Trap during that.
Speaking of Night Trap, did you see this? Did you hear about this?
Expertly
Who
played.
hasn't?
4 of the, I guess, original producers have begun a Kickstarter campaign to bring it back to today's platforms.
Is one
With
of
high
them Tom
definition video.
Zito?
One of
He
them
is.
is Tom Zito,
Oh
Yeah.
my God! Now I'm in.
which is shocking.
Even though
And,
he won't do an interview with Greg Stewart, that son of a bitch.
No, although he will.
And I dare say he won't do any more interviews ever after Kotaku talks.
Yeah, probably not. I think he's done with that.
Something tells me
Kickstarter-
that in middle school, in junior high, when Tom Zito was running for class president, his slogan included the word "Nito" in there.
You think so?
Yeah,
Do
something
you
about
think
how
his opponent vandalized his poster and crossed out the O just to be an asshole?
Did you go to high school with Tom Zito?
I'm saying a lot of things happen in the wide world of middle school politics.
That's
So,
right.
Yeah,
Middle
Yeah.
school.
It is a dog-eat-dog world.
yes, it is.
Anyway, the Kickstarter has a goal of $330,000, and they have like 26 days left to go, something like that. Anyway, did you guys look at the Kickstarter page at all? The very poorly
Boy.
conceived
Boy, you know,
Kickstarter page, I might add.
having actually worked, briefly for a Kickstarter campaign that was incredibly well organized.
Yes.
I had very, very little to do with how fantastic that Mighty Number 9 Kickstarter was, but they had that
figured
thing. Well, come on. I mean, you could pretend.
Sorry.
It's
too easy.
like your face. But it was a really, really well organized Kickstarter campaign, and I'm reminded of that more and more whenever I see something like this come up. And it's like, Night Trap, yes, Night Trap is not a big thing, and it's not, they don't have a ton of money behind it, but friggin' amateur hour crap here.
Yeah.
I mean, it just looks, the whole thing looks terrible. The rewards are crap. I guess they have a stretch goal now.
Oh, yeah, they started with no stretch goals.
Yes, but
Nice.
but the stretch goal was basically them saying, okay, I guess we probably can't hate Nintendo anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they were at
Well,
first they were
So,
saying how-
yeah, let's explain
Yeah, okay.
what they're offering. They are going to basically remaster the game in high-definition video and release it for PC, Xbox, they didn't specify what that means, and PlayStation, also they did not specify what that means.
right.
And somebody on their Facebook page asked, well, what about the Wii U?
Did you just say Wii U?
Oh
Did
my
you just
God.
mention
This-
Nintendo?
To which one of them, I guess, responded that they were still butthurt over Howard Lincoln throwing them under the bus on the video game.
Well, I mean, there was more than that too, because it wasn't just him throwing, because Howard Lincoln famously said that Night Trap would never appear on a Nintendo system,
right.
and that's what they were calling back to when they called out that it would never be on the Wii U.
We weren't the ones who said it. He said it. So
But also,
God.
Nintendo was their PR group was also the group that was famously handing out footage of Night Trap to
Right.
anyone
Oh, sure.
who would listen, right? To point it out, saying this is sort of the death of American family values in video games and things like that. So I mean,
Right.
they did, yeah. Nintendo did some pretty terrible things
yeah.
20 years ago.
Right.
With a completely different
Yeah. It was
set of executives and
You
it was a
know,
little sad.
the Kickstarter itself being disorganized, the whole Xbox and PlayStation thing, I find to be the most ridiculous part of this whole thing.
yeah.
Because the rewards are a copy of the game on disc. They say they are never going to manufacture any more copies than the Kickstarter allows.
And they're not putting it up to download either, right?
No, they say they're not doing it as a download because it's got a lot of high definition video, and that would be a lot of bandwidth, which I don't know if they've seen the download for Watch Dogs or Diablo 3 on the PS4, but
Also, it does not have a lot of full motion video. I mean, if you
That's-
strung that whole thing together, I would be shocked if there were 20 minutes of video.
Yeah.
I think they said something like 4 hours, didn't they?
Horseshit.
they said something like, it's over 2 hours of
Over 2
four
hours.
simultaneous video streams, which, by the way, anybody who's
Wow.
played the Sega CD game,
Which isn't true because the game's 20 minutes long.
right,
And
you know that after the augers are away from a room, it just goes to a still.
Yeah.
There is no video
wait a
happening.
so they're saying 2 hours
Yeah.
of HD video,
Something like that.
and no one has ever downloaded 2 hours worth of HD
Never.
video.
Never.
Like
Exactly.
anytime
Exactly.
anyone downloads a movie, or
So they were a bit dodgy about, who's going to develop this thing for them. They're dodgy about the whole Xbox
CJ?
PlayStation thing, which I guess they then clarified that it would be Xbox 360 and PS3. But then again, like Sony and Microsoft have specific rules about putting games on disc and what certification you have to go through.
Didn't they also say that they would be shipping the games out like in a plain envelope or something?
Yeah,
like you wouldn't
plain
even,
envelope.
like there wouldn't even be a box for it. It would just
No,
come in
just a sleeve.
Yeah. Is that allowed? Will they let you?
Well, that's the whole thing. It's Maxis. They didn't do any research into what is actually required to publish a game on those two
Exactly. And then,
right.
well,
consoles. Whatever
the
two
other
consoles
thing
they were talking about.
is in the Q&A, when they were asked why not a Xbox One or PS4 version of the game, they were like, well, it's on 360 and PS3, so you'll be able to play it on PS4 and Xbox One.
Now,
Total,
in their
like,
Oh my god.
in their
just-
defense,
ugh.
they didn't say, well, wait, when's the PS4 coming out?
Have these guys been in like some sort of cryostasis since they released the original Night Trap, and they're just a little
Potentially.
bit confused about the future?
Potentially.
They've been woken up. They believe it's 1997 right now.
I think the most important question is, how in the world does this game even benefit from being released in high definition? Like, the fact that the original had these shitty, grainy, postage stamp-sized video feeds actually made it better. I think it would be ridiculous if it were all HD video.
Have
Or it would
you
be
seen
ridiculous
the
either way,
quality
but-
of video that...
No.
Because they have, on their Kickstarter page, they have an example of what it looks like in...
Pretty stellar?
basically- it looks like any sort of episode of Growing Pains that you might have seen in the late 80s.
Oh, wow.
No. What of the estate of Dana Plato? Now, do they have to clear likeness rights for her?
I don't think so.
Oh my
Probably
goodness!
have the rights in perpetuity.
But they did, so Kotaku contacted Tom Zito, and for some reason he agreed to an interview
Yeah.
Yes.
after turning us down for years.
Well, turning
And-
a lot of people down, I think.
It serves him
and-
right.
We would have been nice to him.
We would have been really nice.
Yeah, but guess what? He wasn't trying to make $300,000 when you wanted to talk to him.
That's true.
True.
And
And
to be fair, he wouldn't have.
the interview, you have to go read it because it is really kind of crazy. It really does make it sound like it's nothing more than a group of four very old school industry folks who don't know or don't realize how the industry works now, attempting to rake in I don't know how much money. They say that the rights to the game are only $250K. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wait a second now. So that
But they have
And
to,
they're
they have to
asking
pay
for-
somebody to program the game on top.
so that leaves what,
80,000.
$1,000 left for the development and manufacture and everything like that.
Exactly. And the fulfillment of all the Kickstarter updates, by the way.
Although one of the things
Oh,
that
yeah,
a lot of
that's
people are missing in his answer there, he says that part of the Kickstarter is going to reimburse for the rights.
Oh,
but
right.
It will not be the full amount of money they need.
No, they
So,
have.
I think it was one of those things
already.
where they wanted to go, they wanted to see what they could get away with as far as the amount of money they're asking for. But $250,000 for the rights, that's a lot of money, I think.
For Night Trap, yeah.
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 You figure like 80, 90
I wonder
bucks.
who owned it.
No.
80, 90
Do you think it's Sega? Do you think Sega actually owns it, or
Maybe, but they weren't I don't know. I don't really know.
Hasbro?
Did Sega publish the
PC
I
version?
assume they
I
did.
want to say Acclaim published
Oh.
the PC version.
Really? License from Sega, though? Acclaim and
Maybe.
Sega did have that weird licensing agreement back in the day.
That's true.
Hmm.
Came out on 3DO as well. Though,
Remain a
so.
mystery until somebody Googles it.
Digital Pictures published it themselves on PC, and Virgin Interactive published it on 3DO.
So then
Okay.
why don't they have the rights to it? Or-
I think Hasbro had it. So however that worked out, that would have been Atari then.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, anyway, so it's probably not going to happen, is my guess. The Kickstarter does not look like it's going to be successful.
Well, should I take back my $500 pledge then?
That was the other thing, like the pledge, the level of pledge money you needed to give just to get like a copy of the game seemed really high when I first looked at that Kickstarter.
It was $20, I think.
I thought it was more than that.
I don't
Game
think so.
itself. I think the $20 thing was the soundtrack.
No, that can't be. Because that's ridiculous.
$10
soundtrack.
$10 gets you the title song on CD.
Which would be worth it.
$20 gets you
Which-
a copy of the PC version.
Another thing about this,
Okay.
really, we need a copy of the song on
Oh.
a compact disc.
Have you heard that song?
Oh, wait a second. Now you know what?
I need a copy
What
of that
about
song.
what about MP3?
$20 is
It's 2014.
yeah.
man.
You
Come
can you can get it for whatever system for $20. They just have multiple $20 pledges.
Right. Okay.
on. Yeah.
So
And then they have different things.
The best
like
thing-
the shooting script is in there, I think. Like signed copies of their remarks to Congress. Like it's just like it gets ridiculous.
mhm.
But there's the way this is set up. Night Trap is one of my favorite games, I will say, and not because it is a good game, but because it is such an oddity in game history and an important game, and also the first game that I had for the Sega CD. So I wouldn't mind having a remastered copy of it, but this Kickstarter pays absolutely no attention to the cheeseball B-moviness of the game. Like they don't have any sort of poster or anything,
Yeah.
or like
The
book of photos from the set. Like I don't know what I was expecting exactly, but I was expecting there to be something more than here's a copy of the game.
hey Greg,
Mm-hmm.
Shooting script.
$1,000 pledge. You can get your name in the special thanks section of the end credits.
And then you can also, if you go even more, you can get like the executive producer credit at the beginning of the game, and
Yeah.
10,000 or more. That's what
I
it was.
just
And somebody did that. Oh my
Is it?
God, that's gone.
isn't
Oh my God.
That was
The
me.
best part
I
is
did that.
somebody
No,
they've raised
Yeah.
32,900, and 10,000 of that is one person.
I mean, don't most of these Kickstarters have like a little special thanks for
They
in the
do.
credits for like $10 or so?
that was one of the things I think the Kotaku article pointed out. Is like
Yeah.
you pretty much everybody who donates money gets in the special thanks in the credits in most of these games.
Yeah.
So, it's just really not well thought out.
No.
Although I will say that I was I shouldn't say disappointed. I was kind of not surprised by the Kotaku article. And I just had it up here, and now I don't have it anymore. The intro to the interview really irritated the hell out of me. Just as a sort of the gaming journalist, what the hell are you thinking thing? Because when it was by The article is written by Nathan Grayson, who interviewed Tom Zito. And he said, yesterday I spoke with the executive producer on the phone.
Oh, right.
He didn't seem malicious in our conversation. His responses to my questions were just kind of half-baked. So before the interview's even started, you've already colored everything he says.
That's right.
Yeah. Like, that's terrible. Where's the editor on that, you know?
There's no editor. I mean, come on.
And then
He goes
on to say Zito
now.
was frequently terse in his responses, not afraid to answer, but rather on edge, as though speaking through gritted, grinding teeth. and he says some of his replies left me unsatisfied. So it's like, well, now I don't even need to read the interview because I know there's nothing of worth in there.
Right.
And
here's the other thing about
framed
that.
it in such a way that I don't trust anything he says anyway. When really what he said, if you read it, it wasn't worth reading.
It is the internet. He probably recorded the phone call. Just put the audio up then.
Exactly. You know, like I really. There's too much. There was almost a little bit too much glee involved, I think, from the reporting standpoint here.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say any of it's wrong, and the questions that he asked him in the interview were all fair. But it's just, shit like that. Come on.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you guys this. If this Kickstarter was well thought out, and would you pay for a remaster or a revamp of Night Trap?
God, no.
Would you be interested in that?
No, not really. No.
No?
No.
Not for $5.
No.
All right.
Although I do want a high quality version of that song to hit the internet, so I would buy that on iTunes. I would buy that song for $1 on iTunes.
Not for $10.
Because there's no good versions of that song anywhere.
That's true.
That's definitely true.
Okay.
There's no good version of that song, period.
High quality versions of that song.
All right. Mike, you have not participated in this portion of the conversation.
Yes, I have.
But this
he just said he would not.
He said he would not.
For $5.
You don't care. Let's say you don't care about my Night Trap. Maybe
Okay.
this is a story you do care
So
about.
you're saying I'm rational.
Maybe. EA Access being the only way to play Madden 15 early, there is no demo.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I think that's weird. There is always a Madden demo. And it would really suck I guess it would be understandable, but it would really suck if that is their intent, is just to make it so that you have to go to EA Access in order to try the game before it comes out. That would be a bummer. But I think they realize that people that are going to buy Madden are going to buy Madden no matter what. A Madden demo doesn't really serve them much purpose anyway, whereas early access does serve them a purpose because the people who are going to buy it would love to have it 5 days early. So It makes sense from their perspective. I don't really like it, but I'm going to be buying the game anyway, so it doesn't matter.
All right.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
There you go. Now you have it.
There you have it.
You gonna jump into NHL this year, Mike?
I don't think so.
Aw, come on, man.
It's still hockey.
That is true. I can't argue with
It
that.
continues to be hockey year after year after year. When are they going to learn?
CFL football, is that what you want?
I would play CFL football.
I
Absolutely.
would definitely play CFL football. I think that would be hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there no CFL football?
Because nobody watches CFL football.
Oh, okay.
No, I think a lot of people watch it, but a lot of people in Canada, which is not really the biggest market in the world. So,
All right, untapped market then.
Mhm.
All right, so Gamescom. Let's talk Gamescom.
I still have not seen the Microsoft conference.
Oh, well, get on that. we'll go down some of the big headlines from it anyway.
Biggins.
The biggins. First up, that Tomb Raider is the sequel to the revamp is now an Xbox One
What does
exclusive
the Cooch think of this?
for holiday
That's all I really
season
care about.
2015.
But what about the sales? How's that going to affect the number
Here's
of
your
copies?
problem, Phil. You keep looking at the things like this from the perspective of someone who wants to play a video game.
Yes.
What
Okay.
other perspective should he look at it from? Right.
You're supposed to look at it from a business perspective.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So you want to get into Ben Kuchera's comments then, since we're already sort of.
Oh, please do.
Come on, that's the only reason Mike's here.
I mean, what else is there to say? It just continues to underscore what we've said on here a number of times. He does not write for his readers. He writes so that other writers and industry professionals can fillet him. That's it. That's all he cares about. If someone will jump on Twitter and say, "Hey, bro, I really like your Tomb Raider article," and he just happens to work for Square Enix, he would feel, completely fluffed by that. And wrote as much in his subsequent article where he said that gamers were pissed off, but he got a lot of great comments from industry folks.
Wait, did he
Good
actually
for you.
write that?
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
he
he
did.
What? Seriously?
Yep.
He's not even really hiding it at this point. He's just-
Wow.
The thing that I find funny
I
is
don't
that
care what you normals have to say.
he's okay with this, but when it comes to pre-order bonuses, whoa,
It's really weird.
Mm-hmm.
stand back, industry, money grubbing industry, like trying to take my funds.
Yeah.
But Tomb Raider on Xbox One, that's
Honestly,
smart.
really all he's doing is he's seeing whatever the reaction everybody has, he writes something supporting the opposite point. Really poorly supporting the opposite point.
Just for a larf,
He's the king of the clickbait.
I went over to Polygon.com right now.
Why would you do that?
Because we're talking about it. The top story is Minecraft creator steps up to the Ice Bucket Challenge for a
For
full
fuck's
support.
sake.
Don't get me going on the ice bucket challenge.
One of the other...
Actually, it
And then
has been a trend over the last 3 months, especially around the time that the Polygon let their feature staff go.
It's gone to
where
shit.
It's gone completely to crap, and you have these articles that have barely anything to do with video games.
But
They
written by people who aren't capable of writing about the topics they're writing about.
that is exactly
The
it.
top 5 articles on the site. You have
Don't
the
say
Ice
it.
Bucket Challenge. Well,
Don't
there's
say it. Okay.
there's one about the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
Wow, there's one about video games. Nice.
There's one about
Amazing.
Magica 2, Captain America and the Hulk, as explained by Science,
Mhm,
and
yeah.
Game of Thrones-inspired opera TV mashup hits New York this year.
Didn't they also try to do something linking video games to the current?
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
not even go there.
But
Yeah, that's...
they
did, yes.
They did, yes.
Yeah,
They tried to
and we
connect
are...
the dots from Watch Dogs to
That's
To Ferguson.
events.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Lordy. Someone
Saying that,
posited a
yeah.
theory. I don't remember if it was on our forums or on NeoGAF that I actually really like. I know it's not true, but it's fun to think about. That they intentionally do this and say things that are so profoundly stupid because they know that people are going to get riled up and go check out the article.
Hmm.
I'm not so sure that's not totally true.
The only thing that makes me think that it is not true is I just don't think they're that smart.
Could very well be. Could very well be.
But yeah, that Tomb Raider article, it's funny because I mean, I think that the reaction to the whole exclusivity thing was a little much.
Way
Sure.
overblown.
People have the
But
right to be
the
pissed
problem
off.
is,
Don't get me
so
wrong.
there's the condescending tone that, like, for some reason, readers don't understand that business decisions are being made for
Well, no, and
business
I'm not-
reasons.
I'm not
No
defending
fucking
anything-
shit.
I'm not
Everybody
defending
understands that.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not defending anything Kuchera wrote. I'm just saying I do think that the general reaction from the video gamers was
the
a little
news
much.
itself.
Well, I mean, it's a bummer. It's a huge bummer
It is a
if you
bummer.
love Tomb Raider and you want to play it on the PS4. It's a
Yeah.
bummer. So you have to wait or
But
whatever.
it is not. It is not the case that it's never coming
Right.
for. It is
Exactly.
going to eventually. And people were angry and upset that it wasn't said in the same breath as they were saying Tomb Raider is Xbox exclusive for Holiday 15. That they didn't also say how long the exclusive was or whatever. It's like,
Because
no
why
shit,
in the
that is-
world would they do that?
that is why Microsoft is paying Square Enix a bunch of money for an exclusive period of time. Well, no duh, they're not going to reveal that.
Right. Yeah.
It is eventually going to come out, and I thought actually Pete Dodd made a really interesting point on the Doddcast this week about holiday 2015 being the time frame that Uncharted 4 comes out, that Microsoft has no horse in that genre.
Well, that's
and
just
Square
the thing.
Enix also is going to be competing against Uncharted 4 on PS4, so making it exclusive for Xbox One actually does make a lot of sense for them. Anyway,
and that's just the thing. I mean, unfortunately, this is the game that was chosen to be sort of plucked out of AAA multi-platform and made exclusive, because Microsoft, I think, is still sort of a victim of the last 5 or 6 years.
Yes.
And the whole dismantling of Microsoft Game Studios and all their second-party developers. I mean, it's all gone by the wayside. There's nothing left.
Right.
So
and they made Rare do all the Kinect sports.
Yeah, like
stuff.
their exclusive list for this holiday is pretty weak.
Yeah.
So I mean, unfortunately for a lot of people, Tomb Raider is the game that they ended up going after.
I gotta say, I really liked that Tomb Raider game a whole
Me too.
lot.
Yeah.
But it ain't Uncharted.
No, it's not. And unfortunately now, I wonder. I mean, yes, it'll be good because who knows what the deal is. The deal could be as much as Microsoft's helping fund development, which would say to me that the length of time would be fairly long for the exclusive. But I'm guessing that means they'll also do a lot of the advertising.
Yeah.
For Tomb Raider.
I'm sure of that.
I mean, it's going to be good for them in the short term for sure, because it takes some of the risk out, and they're going to be able to stand sort of above the whole, all the Assassin's Creeds and things like that.
That was one of the other things I loved about that article, by the way, is that he was pretty emphatic in this will be good for sales and profit, like declarative, definitive. This will be good for sales and profit. And then he lays out Microsoft might do this, or they
It'll
may
be good
do that,
for sales and profit of
this,
the Xbox version.
Or they may be doing that. Like, he has no idea what they're actually doing, but he's very confident that it's going to be good for sales and profit.
I love the line of thinking too. It's like, let's say the video game, what is it? The entire market is 100 people.
Oh my God!
25 people. Like, I couldn't even keep up with it at that point. It's like, you're not making any sense. And there's somebody on our gaming journalism thread on player1podcast.com had this great line that I love. It says, "Let's assume that the data supports what I'm saying. See how the data supports what I'm saying?"
Jesus.
Oh man.
Terrible.
Anyway,
I would like to play Tomb Raider, though.
I can't wait to play Tomb Raider on my Xbox this Christmas.
I will hope to play it on the personal computer.
Well, I don't know if you saw GI.biz, that's gamesindustry.biz, says that checkbook warfare is bound to fail. And I started thinking about it, and you go back to when Microsoft was first getting into the console business with the OG Xbox and even the 360. They were handing out a lot of damn checks.
Absolutely. Yep.
And guess what?
Halo.
It kind of worked for them. I mean, Halo, exactly. They bought Bungie.
To go even further back, it's funny because there was a thread about this on NeoGAF, and somebody called out and said, tell me a point when Sony did something similar, where they took a AAA franchise like Tomb Raider and made it console exclusive. And the funny thing is that
Wipeout?
Sony did that with Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Back in '97, they locked up the exclusive console rights for Tomb Raider 2 from '97 to 2000 for Tomb Raider in general. So Tomb Raider 2, 3, and I think 4, or at least 2 and 3, were console exclusive on the PlayStation 1.
That's right. They didn't come out on the Saturn.
The way it goes, right? I mean, it sucks, but it's not new.
Yeah.
No, it's not new.
Sony's not a victim here. They both do the exact same thing.
Also, just the tactic isn't new, and it happens to work generally.
I'm curious to see how many consoles Tomb Raider actually pushes, but
right. I don't know that it worked in the case of Titanfall or Plants vs. Zombies: Garden Warfare.
Right.
But hey, maybe it'll work for Tomb Raider. We'll see. We'll see in about a year and a half. If it's not delayed.
I would be interested to see what the player base is like now for Titanfall, because nobody talks about it anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking
there
about
may
Destiny
still be
now.
a whole lot of people playing it, but I just don't. I don't hear anything about it anymore.
Me neither. Yeah. Speaking of Microsoft, they announced exclusive bundles for the Xbox One, including a Call of Duty system and a Sunset Overdrive system. So
there's that.
Forward to that. I like, though, that it sort of makes me laugh that the Xbox One looks like a TiVo. It looks like a piece of stereo equipment, and now they're skinning it to look like various games, and it just looks ridiculous.
Yeah, I have never liked the custom console skin thing. I want my consoles to disappear into my entertainment system, not scream for attention.
That's right. Unless you're talking about Pokemon Game Boys, and then I'm all over it.
Well, Jesus, yeah. And Pokemon N64s.
Yes.
Pikachu N64, yes.
Yeah. That doesn't look like a child's plaything. That looks like a serious piece of technology.
Yeah, like the N64 is supposed to look. We wouldn't want the Nintendo 64 looking like something intended for a child to use.
Exactly.
No. So there are some pretty good games coming out for the Xbox One. Did you see the Quantum Break 8-minute long demo?
No.
That is when I'm going to purchase an Xbox One.
You're sold, are you?
Yep.
It looks great.
Yep.
I can't wait for that game.
I am looking forward to that.
Yeah,
a lot.
It's fantastic.
But when the hell is it coming out?
I have no idea.
But
and
when it
neither
does,
do they.
Exactly.
When
they
it
don't
does,
know
Mike's
either.
there.
Yep.
But
yeah,
my
that
oh
was
my.
amazing. That's
Sunset Overdrive bundle.
Oh, Jesus, what did you do to my
look at
camera?
that.
For fuck's sake.
Mike's obviously very excited.
Oh, we just got an upskirt on
Something
Mike.
knocked over his
What
iPad.
happened?
Whoa. I
just
hope
got
I
an
didn't see my
upskirt.
wiener. Jesus.
We've got a Philips upskirt.
That game looks amazing. And
Yes.
I want it. And that will make me buy an Xbox One. And that's the only thing I've seen so far that makes me say, I will buy a console for that.
You're not into Sunset Overdrive?
We've
No.
talked about this.
You know what? Sunset Overdrive you're going to Titanfall that one. You're going to play that for a month, and then we're never going to hear about that again on this show.
Microsoft is so, they are banking on that thing.
Yeah.
And
Just
It
like
looks
the Knights on
fun.
Titanfall.
it does look fun.
But I just...
Without a demo or a beta or something to kickstart buzz around that game, I just don't see it getting any traction.
Yeah.
Does it have a single player mode?
Yeah, it does.
So I'll play
It's
that.
got a terrible name, too.
Sunset Overdrive, you think that's
Yeah, it's
terrible?
a terrible name.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's that bad. Better than Fuse.
It's just evocative of nothing.
That's true.
It just sounds like two random words that they put together.
Like Quantum Break?
Also, it sounds like it might be a movie with Kurt Russell and Michelle Pfeiffer.
Beach ball overcoat.
Actually, that sounds better. That is more evocative. I want to play some beach ball overcoat.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. So Microsoft doing some updating to their operating system, and the Xbox One
Excited
getting a
about
lot of media playing options. So they even embraced
Ooh.
MKV.
Are they going to be
Wow.
catching up to the last generation here pretty soon? It seems like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to play media off of USB.
No, they said off of network servers too.
Yeah, networks too. But
It's pretty cool that they're
MKV.
They're embracing piracy like that?
stepping up for the pirates. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good stuff.
I hope it works well.
Yeah.
That's one less thing I need to have hooked up.
Yeah. Did you guys watch any of Sony's conference?
I watched that one.
Yeah.
I left all my notes at work.
Big news.
Wait a minute, before we go any further from Microsoft, what about Forza Horizon 2?
What
Game
about
looks
Forza Horizon
gorgeous.
2?
Oh, we knew about that game.
That game looks so nice.
Yeah.
My iPad's about to fall over.
Mock my
It's not even in this
technology.
room.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah, Forza, looks good, and they did a lot of live streaming.
That is, you didn't even manage to feign a sliver of interest.
That was gloriously dismissive.
Boy, Forza Motorsport, that's going to be pretty awesome.
It's going to be pretty great.
Looks pretty cool.
I would rather have splinters jammed under my fingernails. Pat. Talk about this game.
They also did a lot of live streaming of the Master Chief Collection from Gamescom.
There's one I can't show you any excitement for.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks Halo 2 looks good.
Bring me the side story collection, like ODST and Reach.
I would much rather play those two games than any of the main Halo games.
ODST, Reach, and Halo Wars.
Yeah, that would be a neat collection.
In a package, I would buy that.
Yeah.
But, see, you're into the single-player stuff. This is more for the people who are into the community that went away when Halo 4 came out. This is trying to get them back, right?
Let me tell you why it would be a good move from an industry standpoint.
Sales.
You keep thinking about this from the perspective of someone who likes to play video games.
Yeah,
DJ,
that's
you
the
idiot.
problem.
Think about this as if you're the chief financial officer.
You're never going to
of a
land that
Fortune
features
50
position
company.
over Polygon.
You're thinking about sales. What you need to be thinking about is profit. Oh,
yes.
Well, okay. Well, why do they like profit? Well, because it's so good for sales.
All right.
Let's assume for a moment the data supports my point.
Let's move on to Sony, shall we?
Yeah.
Because Sony had some interesting announcements also, including an OS update that's coming soon to include SharePlay, which will allow you to play a multiplayer game with a friend at the same time over streaming. They don't need to own a copy of the game. For, I guess, only there is a time limit of an hour on it. But they can reconnect at any time, so you can just, continue on.
I mean, it's taking a page out of the Nintendo book. Because they did this on the DS, did they not? Or the 3DS? The whole you only need one cartridge to play multiplayer?
Yeah, you mean download play on the DS?
Yeah. I'm just saying, it's a great idea.
Yeah, it is. It is a great
idea. I'm glad to see they're doing it.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know if Far Cry 4 is using SharePlay specifically, but they're going to have that whole keys to Karat thing where you can get friends to play multiplayer with you.
I believe it is the same thing, yeah.
You get like 5. Well, I don't think it is actually. You get 5 keys to give to your friends, and they can play it with you, which is cool. I like that.
I like it a lot.
Free advertising.
Yeah, so that Tearaway game...
standpoint and a gameplay standpoint.
From that Tearaway game that everybody seemed to enjoy so much on the Vita.
Oh, baby.
It's coming to PlayStation 4.
Proves that Medium
awesome.
Can create very playable games.
They can't create playable games?
Can.
Yes. So I guess not all of it is new. There's going to be 50%.
Half of it is new, which is pretty awesome.
Good enough.
Yeah.
It's going to be new, right. That's good news. Tearaway is a great game.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I really hope a lot more people discover it this way. Because it's a crying shame that I think a lot of people never even played it.
No.
It was Game of the Year 2013. I don't know if you guys remember that.
It was.
But, yeah.
From some people.
Not from the people who care more about sales.
Well, true. But it looks good, so that's coming. What else? Michel Ancel is his new studio is doing an exclusive game on the PS4 called Wild.
This game it will be like our return.
I love your French accent because it always devolves into something completely.
I want you to go into like some Beatles and do Michel Ancel. These are words that go together
well. Michel.
Michel. I love you.
Sont les mondes qui vont très bien ensemble. Très bien ensemble.
Say something about Montpellier in there, and it'll be perfect. All right. So yeah, Wild coming out on PS4 exclusively.
Of all the Beatles
Those
covers that I
bastards.
hate, and I hate most of them, that was
Yeah.
the worst.
Covers?
Yeah.
Who covered that?
You.
I
just now.
said of all the Beatles covers, not of all the covers of Michelle specifically.
Oh, I
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
Very few Beatles covers that I give a pass to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best Beatles cover of all time?
Yeah.
Got to Get You Into My Life by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Amazing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Fucking amazing. Yep. What were we talking about?
Get you into my life. When gonna get into my life?
That's not
Yeah, like French.
it.
Get into my life.
So
Come
Michel
on.
Ancel.
Yeah. Wild.
Sont les
Open world game.
qui vont très bien, Montpellier. Montpellier.
There we go.
Oh, man.
I like the trailer is just, a variety of things. You really can't tell what the overall game is going to be out of this thing, but it looks interesting.
You get to be a wolf, as they say around here. That's how you pronounce wolf. Where
Really?
I live.
Wolf?
Really? A wolf?
Yeah, you get to be a wolf.
Oh. It's
Yeah.
one of them teen wolves?
I hope so.
Actually,
You
I guess
get to
it'd
play
be
basketball and surf on vans.
a 10 wolf, I guess it would be.
You'll have a friend named Styles.
Yeah.
They also announced TT, the playable teaser.
They didn't announce it. They released it.
They mentioned it and said you can go play that now,
If you can find it on the web store.
which you had some difficulty
Hmm.
doing.
That's because
Really?
I was searching the blog.
One
I found it.
place that I like to look for newly released games is the new releases section.
Yeah.
I generally find them
On
there.
the PlayStation Store, I generally find that
Yes.
not too successful.
I told you to go to the SEN store. You're like, SEN store? What's that?
Fuck is an SEN store?
I went right to new releases, and it was right there in the big
On your
grid of
console?
titles.
Pepsi
Yes.
free. If you want
It
a
wasn't
Pepsi,
on. I
you're
could
gonna have
not
to
find
pay
it on the
for
console.
It was spelled capital P,
Maybe I'll just order a
capital
tab.
T.
Anyway, the point is, I found it and I played it. So who gives a shit how long?
Hey, me too.
Okay.
I found it and I played it.
Me
These
too.
two- Did you really, CJ?
I did.
Fantastic. Good job.
Yeah. Played it.
And it was really, really cool.
Phil.
Yeah. Do we want to
What?
talk? Do we
Did
want
you
to talk
try it?
spoilery about it, or
Sure. Why not? Let's wax-
I haven't had a chance to play it yet.
Let's
There's
wax
not that much to
spoilerific.
spoil.
Yeah.
Really?
It's very short.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that we have to get into complete details.
Sure.
Let's try not
It
to
was-
spoil it for people.
Okay, well, I mean, just let's put it out there. It was freaky as hell.
It was awesome.
Yes.
Tell you what, I'm gonna go get a beverage real quick while you guys talk this game.
Pepsi free.
No, I paid for mine.
Yeah, just a really cool way to do a teaser for a game that is really far off in release.
Yeah.
But a really
I mean,
cool way to get people excited about it.
About the only thing that I did not like about that is the realization that the actual game is going to be nothing like that. And at some point I'm going
Yeah.
to have to stab or punch or swing
Yes.
a board or shoot at something, and I'm going to fucking hate it.
Yeah.
And it's
But-
probably not going to be in first person. It's probably going to be in third person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I decided to play it while I was streaming it live, so I had a group of people watching me play the whole
through.
time.
Oh my
With a
god.
camera on me and everything. It was great. I
did
was
not
getting
do that.
congratulations for how I handled all the scares.
There weren't that
Wow.
many. I mean, it was just it's that same chick, right?
Well, what it is,
Yeah, the first time you see her, though, it's pretty...
Sure.
surprising.
Yeah. And she basically kills
I-
you, right? Or
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, you wake up in the same room again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're going into spoiler territory a little
That's
too
fine.
much, maybe.
Really?
But I just like that the audio was really, really well done.
Oh,
I played
totally.
with headphones on,
Yeah.
and that is the best way
Although-
to experience it. Although I did
I
play it in the plain light of day, so that I
Oh,
would
you
not.
pansy.
I played it at night.
I played it right at midnight.
Yeah. I played
Great.
it very late at night.
The clock in the game pretty much matched the clock on my wall, which was even more freaky. At first, I thought it was actually taking the time from the system
That
clock.
would be cool.
That would have been great. It does.
I will say though,
like at least on the
Guess I won't say.
NeoGAF topic, nobody is exactly like
Sure
nobody
how
can
to
say
finish the damn
exactly
thing?
what the steps are to finish
Mm-hmm.
the thing.
That's what I was about to say. So, like, the audio was incredible. It actually reminded me a lot of the older Silent Hill games.
Mhm.
It really reminded me of, I think it was playing Silent Hill 2, where you have to run through this forest for a really long time at the beginning. And I was playing that when I first played that. I was playing it with headphones as well. And every now and then, somebody would start. Well, you'd hear somebody running behind you, and it freaked me right out. Like, it made me stop and turn around and all that stuff. But the sound was great until I got to the end of the stupid demo and could not, for the life of me, get it to trigger everything it needed to trigger to finish. So the loop that the sound is on became very obvious. It completely took me out of the experience, like 100%. Like,
So
it wasn't
maybe-
scary anymore because I knew exactly what was happening.
Maybe I did not finish this.
Did you? I don't think
What?
you
How do you know that you finished it?
You see the Silent Hills
okay.
trailer.
Okay, I
Did
finished
you
it.
get that? You
Yeah.
finished it then. Do you know how you finished it? Because the internet doesn't.
The internet does not, right?
I guess I don't. I don't know.
Mhm.
That's the part of this I like the most. That nobody
It's
can
the part of
agree
this
on how
I
to
hate the
finish it.
most. It's the part I hated the most. I ran around for 15 minutes. I finally figured out all the elements that needed to trigger, and I was getting some help from the people watching the stream, actually.
Mhm.
And I just could not get it to happen.
Yeah.
So there's all these little clues that go off, and I heard all of them at different points, but not all at the same time while I was in the hallway, and it
Right.
just didn't want to trigger. It just wouldn't work. So I finally ended up just turning it off and going to YouTube and watching the very end of it. But I was so mad because up until that point, I thought it was just the most amazing thing ever. It was so cleverly done.
Yeah.
The production value is incredible. I mean, it looked beautiful.
Yep.
Everything about it was really, really well done until you get to the end, and then it's like, ugh, I'm playing a video game and I can't get it to work, and God damn you, Kojima.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really well done. Though.
Talking about Metal Gear?
Yes.
That's
Speaking
cool.
of Metal Gear,
Huh?
what the hell with that box trailer?
Yes.
Honestly? Ugh.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about it.
That's all you have to say. Just ugh.
I feel like Mike agrees with me.
Yeah, it was pretty dumb.
But
No,
regardless of whether
no.
it's dumb
You will
because
not
it is
defend
dumb.
No, do not defend it.
Okay, I'm not going to defend it. I was going to say it's Kojima. You know, does it really faze you that this is what you're seeing? Exactly. That says it all. Says it all. Yeah. So also at Gamescom, so Sierra is back.
In
I don't know
Pog
if you've
form.
heard.
It's not.
Yes, they're
Yeah,
back.
it's really not.
They're now an indie label, indie in quotes,
Mhm.
for Activision, and they're going to be doing a rebooted King's Quest and Geometry Wars 3, which
They're publishing a rebooted King's Quest.
that is correct.
Who's
And
developing
Geometry Wars is my favorite old school Sierra game. Yeah, who's making King's Quest?
you expect me to know that?
I'm looking it up.
Is Roberta Williams involved in any way?
No.
I'm not.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't
So,
Which means it's not King's Quest.
so it's King's Quest Magnum Cum Laude.
it? Oh my god.
Although I believe the indie studio that they have working on it is known for graphic adventure games. Like they have one that they did that they're known for.
No, they.
The Odd Gentleman.
Yeah, The Odd Gentleman. There you go.
What have they done?
Who is that?
What game did they do? I don't recall.
Wayward Manor?
But Geometry Wars 3 sounds cool.
No, it doesn't.
If it didn't look so much like the games that Housemarque has been putting out for years, then might be exciting.
The Odd Gentleman did the.
Is Housemarque doing it?
No.
They did the Misadventures of PB Winterbottom.
Oh, okay.
Remember that?
Yeah, it was a puzzle game.
It could end up being a good
Yeah.
game, but to say to say that Sierra's back, no, it's not.
I mean, that game is all about
Using the word.
writing, right? So, if they have a good writer, then maybe.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It could
What
be
about
good.
Geometry Wars 3?
I have.
Well,
very
that one
little hope.
also depends on the writer.
It's true.
I don't know. You know, we got games that are like Geometry Wars. The fact that
Really?
they're like bringing it to a spherical playfield that'll
All they have
swirl
to-
around.
Never
like,
seen that before.
Super Stardust.
Exactly, Super
Is that what it
Stardust,
is? Okay.
basically.
Honestly, all they have to do is repackage Geometry Wars 2, put a 3
I'd be
on
fine
it,
with
and
that.
call it Geometry Wars 2000.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Did you hear about this? The
Apparently, Jeff
Pokemon,
Minter is involved.
the Pokemon trading card game is coming to iPad,
I need a drink.
which of course means that
What? Nintendo's on iPad.
Nintendo is now making iOS games.
They finally listened to the
finally get-
cooch.
Super Mario Galaxy on my iPad. That is going to be amazing and great,
That's
and they will
awesome.
not embrace the free-to-play future at all. It'll be fantastic.
Wow.
Pokemon trading card game on iPad. I mean, the Pokemon Company has made like 2 or 3 iOS games at this point.
Yeah?
Maybe not games, but apps. Certainly. So that's not new. And this is not
Talk,
Nintendo
CJ.
making the Pokemon trading card game. So, you know, let's calm ourselves down.
I got to tell you, I was already pretty fucking calm about this particular topic. I was bordering on comatose for a minute. My resting heart rate was 2 at that point.
I just think it's being used by some folks as an indication that Nintendo's going to do iOS games, and that is not correct.
All right.
So, there you go.
All right.
Okay,
That's
Take
all.
that,
dropping
cooch.
that knowledge on us.
Dropping that knowledge.
Stick that in your cooch.
Smoke it.
That doesn't work. That's not
Oh,
good.
wait, what?
That's
What?
not good.
I get it.
Working blue tonight.
Uh-huh. I see.
Yep.
So, Phil,
Yeah.
since you were not here last week, and it looks like you got a couple of games on here that you want to talk about,
I got a couple, buddy.
let's
I got a couple right here for you.
tell us about these games that you have on your list.
Well, I'm gonna
Tell us.
I'm gonna talk about the one that has already been talked about a bit, just
Hmm.
briefly. I broke down and picked up Rogue Legacy after hearing you talk
That's
about
Rouge Legacy.
it. I'm
Hmm.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Rouge Legacy.
Emerald
It's a typo.
Legacy.
After hearing your discussion of it, CJ,
Yeah.
sounded interesting.
Mhm.
And boy, I really love Rouge Legacy.
You like are you a Spelunky fan? You're a Spelunky fan.
Here's the thing:
remember that.
I do not like Spelunky.
You don't? Okay. I don't
I-
either.
I wanted to like Spelunky. Spelunky
Then you
seemed
played it.
like the kind of thing that I would like, but I have tried playing it and I just can't get into it at all.
Right.
But this one, I love it.
Yes.
And I think these are probably the same points you've already mentioned. But what this game has over Spelunky, Spelunky with the randomly generated and the high difficulty, I never feel like I'm making progress.
That's right.
I have a 2-year-old running back and forth through this room right now. So if
That's
you're
why you're
hearing,
not making
That's
progress.
also
if you're
not
hearing
making progress.
stomping, yeah.
Yeah.
But you never feel like you're making progress because, okay, you do a little platforming, you die, and then the level is completely different, and, well, good luck now, and you end up
Right.
dying again. And there's nothing is ever really gained.
Right.
at
You're
all,
not any
but-
better or worse than you were at the beginning.
Right, it's just
of the next one. Right.
we're throwing you in a different, very difficult stage, and
What I call that is the game does not respect your time.
yes.
Really.
Yes. And my time is worth quite a bit these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, with this one, you do keep the money you've earned. You keep any
For a short
power-ups.
for a short period.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I mean, you certainly have to give up money to start it up again, but you're able to upgrade your character before you do, and you know, if you want to, you can even sacrifice your upcoming money in order to have the levels remain the same. You know, you're not forced into the randomly generated levels if you want to just continue where you were. That's fantastic. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've actually beaten 2 of the bosses already.
Excellent.
And yeah, I've been. And boy, the cloud saving works fantastic on that. I've just
really
been bouncing back and forth between PS4 and the Vita, and there's like no, you know, like some of those cross-save games, you have to make sure that you go into a menu and upload to the cloud, and then when you load it up on your Vita, you have to. I have to remember to download the save, but it just handles all that automatically, and it's fantastic.
Absolutely. Agreed.
And it's one of those things that makes me wish that all games had that ease of bouncing back and forth between different systems.
Absolutely.
And really
could not agree more.
And really makes the Virtual Console seem just dumb in the sense that, like, oh, Super Mario Brothers is out this week for the Wii U and the 3DS.
Right, you can have to buy it twice.
Want to play it both? You can go ahead and double that price tag.
Yeah.
So that's a great game. I forget
Absolutely.
the others' opinions. Greg and Mike, have you played? Are you playing?
Yeah, I don't like it.
You're
Rogue
dumb.
Legacy. I played it last year or earlier this year, and I liked it a lot, but I didn't play
Okay.
too far.
I still
Okay.
felt like it was a little too punitive for me.
Really?
I still ended up having to spend too much of my gold or not having enough gold to do anything before I went on to the next round.
I see.
So
Well, maybe get better.
I don't. That's the point. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's
I want the
okay.
game to get worse.
Okay. Well,
That works too.
see what you can do.
All right.
What about this other game
What about it?
that you've got? Tell us about it. I want to know.
I picked up for the Vita Akiba's Trip.
There are no games for the Vita, by the way. I don't know.
Yeah,
There are
that's
no
how we know
games.
you're lying.
That's no. I picked up Akiba's Trip, which, for those not
What are you
in the
doing?
know,
Including
I don't know.
me.
Having fun with the camera.
Mike, do you have no idea what this is?
I have no idea what this is.
I can't. I have no idea if this would interest you or not.
Based
My-
on the
and
name, I'm going to take a wild guess that it will
My-
not, but
My
I'm going to
gut
listen
is
to you.
not. My gut is not, but we'll see. Xseed has released it.
Okay.
You're not
It
getting
is
any better.
Yeah, it is. Hey, now they brought out the Ease game.
I'm talking about for Mike.
Ease up. Huh?
Keep
I
going.
like it.
Yeah. So, it is a little action title, beat 'em up sort of thing, where you are running around an accurately reproduced version of Tokyo's Akihabara Electronic Town District.
Okay.
Electric
Well,
Town,
accuracy there would be paramount
it?
to me.
Yes, what, CJ?
Electric Town, but okay.
What did I say?
Said Electronic Town.
Whatever. Whatever.
Oh man,
You are not lead.
this is making this already long segment even longer.
Oh my goodness. But
So it's a beat 'em up.
it's a beat 'em up, and it's
Anime
got
style.
kind of it's the gameplay. It's kind of like Yakuza, which
Okay.
is what made me go. I might be interested
More
in this
interested.
because
It became a thing
I-
that made you go,
yes, because I really enjoy the Yakuza games.
Yeah.
And the gimmick of this one, though, because it's all anime styled, so it's got to have some sort of weird pervy something going on.
Mm-hmm.
Is you are fighting these vampiric creatures who you can only defeat by beating them up and then ripping their clothes off.
Oh, man.
And once you strip them down to their underwear, then
The
then they
characters get
dissolve.
nosebleeds, and
Yes.
the game
Yes.
collapses in on itself.
Yes. For some reason, their faces, their heads are immune to the damage of the sun, but once you get their stomachs and bare legs exposed, then they're in trouble. So, it's one of those, like, when I first saw the premise, I was just like, oh, it's just one of these weird.
And then that opinion was confirmed. When you
And
played
it is. But I will say I've only played a bit of it so far, but I am enjoying it because, like I said, it's like Yakuza, in that you're running around streets of Japan, getting into random fights.
I love that Mike has been stone still this entire time. Like, he is not. That's the first expression I've seen on his face since you started describing this game.
Do you like the Yakuza games, Mike?
Let's go back and talk about One Piece Pirate. That thing was, can we?
Oh man, it's getting late.
Only $5 on the PSN store
True.
this week.
It was like 7, I think.
Yeah, the sequel's $7.50.
But I will say, as someone who likes Yakuza, I am enjoying it, and you get Braziers. Braziers.
Where do you go for a sequel with this? You can only defeat enemies via tentacle penetration. Is that how you up the ante next go around? Is that what we're talking
find
about?
out.
Who's ante?
Oh.
What?
No, you know what happens is that not only are there vampires there, but aliens have landed and they have a bust enlarging technology. So that's how you up the ante.
Actually, now that you mention that, I think that was the specific screenshot in the One Piece Pirate Warriors whatever that turned me off. Like, I got 3 screenshots in, and then suddenly there was this cartoon woman with just these massive watermelon breasts, and I thought, okay, probably this is not for me.
It's anime and it's for children, so
Clearly. It's for children who are still breastfeeding, apparently.
For some reason, one gets really fan servicey.
That screenshot looks delicious.
Note that Akiba's Trip was available for PS3 and Vita, and I picked it up on the Vita because I would have felt uncomfortable.
You don't want to let Dana see you playing it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of those, like...
That's the hallmark of any good game. I'm way too embarrassed to have another human being see me play this.
Hey, you wanna sit down and watch me play Akiba's Trip?
Honey, I'm turning on Neurodancer. Do you want to come join in?
If you say the name real fast, it's Akiba Strip.
Oh my gosh, you'd think they'd planned that.
Yes.
Actually, it's Akiba no Tripu.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that's correct. I don't know if Tripu is even...
Tripu.
Tripu. That's probably inaccurate. I don't speak Japanese.
Or French, for the record.
But I can fake the French pretty well, though.
No, you can't.
You seen Greg? I've studied French from the...
It just sounds like you're choking on a shellfish.
Grand Masters. I have become quite a proficient in that.
His French accent is a specific reference to an episode of C-Lab 2021.
CJ understands my very obscure reference.
Yes.
Like a return to the world.
All right. So, Greg, I notice in your list here, you have Shovel Knight on your list, and you say in parentheses, won't finish.
Why do you hate that
broke
game?
me. I love that game.
Oh, yeah?
I got to... There's a boss rush near the end, and I'm not good enough to beat it. That's it.
You can
That's
do
all
it.
there is to it.
And so you're not going to finish the game?
Probably not, because I don't want to go back and get through that castle again.
Man.
Have you tried believing in yourself?
I did at first. Turns out it's not enough.
Did you stay in school?
I did. Yeah.
Did you not do drugs?
I did not do drugs.
Jesus.
You know,
you ticked all the boxes. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
Don't copy that floppy, by the way.
Did you copy the floppy?
Copied a floppy.
Oh, see?
That's your problem.
Foiled.
All right, so you're not going to be finishing Shovel Knight. That's a shame.
Great game though. I just, I can't hack it.
Yeah.
That's weird because you are such a hack.
I'll give you that one.
That's good.
Yeah, that's right.
Should we do some tweets and then get out of here?
Fuck yeah.
Please.
Why not? I'm bored already.
Let's do this one from hacker alias JerkfaceKiller, who says, I find that I love horror video games like Outlast, but I don't.
I'm sorry, horror, or because I may have misheard you.
Horror.
He's referring to Star Wars Masters of Terraskazi.
I find that I love horror video games.
Horror. Okay, horror. Okay.
Oh.
Got it.
Like Outlast, but I don't care much for horror movies.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
I am totally with JerkfaceKiller on that.
Yeah.
I don't really dig horror movies. I do like horror games.
I'm right there with you. Same deal.
Lukewarm on both.
Is it because there's a subtlety to horror video games that is not found in general horror movies?
I don't know. I think that being involved in controlling something in the game makes the horror more convincing for me than just watching a movie.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to amend my statement. I am with JerkfaceKiller unless the horror movie involves going into outer space and having the horror villain become a cyborg. In that case,
okay.
In that case, I will have to go with the.
I hesitate to ask what movie we're talking about.
CJ knows, right?
I don't think so.
What?
I'm not getting it.
I'm gonna regret this.
It's the Friday the 13th.
Oh,
Jason X.
Jason X. Okay.
Jason X.
Jason
I really
X.
have never thought of that though, and that is interesting because I get bored by horror movies, but I really like horror video games. That's interesting.
Yeah, I am the same way.
Did you not like Cabin in the Woods? Cabin in the Woods is great. Anyway. All right. Hacker alias Sick Boy says, any of the hosts planning to buy or rebuy Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare on PlayStation 4 this week?
Nah.
Jesus.
I really
it's coming
enjoyed
out on
that
PlayStation
game,
4 this week. Oh, I love that game, but I've played it on probably 3 platforms and finished it, and that's plenty.
No, Garden
Warfare?
Oh, Garden Warfare. Sorry.
That is the third-person shooter.
That's right. Still no.
Is that multiplayer only?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nah.
But it's good.
I'm sure
it is really good.
It is
I'm
really,
sure
really good.
And you play against children, so CJ could win a lot.
That's right. It's the only third-person shooter.
It lost its luster after a while.
It's good. Yeah, if I get a hankering for playing it, I'll just play it on Xbox One.
Is it coming out on Steam at some point?
Probably. It's out on PC via Origin. Actually, I think.
That's right. It
was offered as a free game this weekend.
Really?
You probably still haven't played the best doggone third-person multiplayer shooter that you own.
Last of Us?
Correct.
That's true. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might want to try that.
You guys, speaking of that, because you all got that remaster, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I assume Mike's playing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he's just playing multiplayer.
I'm playing the single player as well.
Are you?
Yep.
What about the other two? Have you guys playing it?
Yeah.
I haven't played it in about a week, but yes.
That game's still really good.
Yes, it is. I'm actually enjoying going through it again.
Me too.
Yeah.
And it was the number one on the NPDs.
Oh, yeah?
July. So that's pretty great.
Good for them.
What was it up against?
Minecraft.
Great.
Minecraft is just the train that keeps on rolling.
The only game released this year that's older than The Last of Us.
There you go. All right. Let's do this one from Hacker Alias Clive Farr, who says, "Why does Ubisoft get a pass with all the Assassin's Creed titles? It's starting to get
Nice.
Man.
Guitar Man.
starting to get Guitar Hero level of saturation."
Failing all things.
Creed games in 2014, you get Freedom Cry, which is the standalone DLC, Liberation HD, Unity, and now Rogue. Good games, but a little much.
Are they getting a free pass?
Yeah, I don't feel like they're getting a free pass.
No, when
Do
Rogue
they care
was
whether they're
announced,
getting a free pass?
no.
Like, really, they're just going to keep doing that until they're not making scads of money?
Also, since you brought it up, I think I'm ready for another Rock Band game. Go ahead.
Actually, didn't Harmonix just do an online survey for what people wanted out of a new Rock Band game?
Really?
The ability to
So-
play all their old Rock Band games on the new hardware? That's
That would be nice.
So maybe they will do something.
And I would like some new equipment.
Me too.
Oh, God, really?
Yeah.
I'll take some more. Sure.
I'd still play that fucking game. I would go for some more of it on a new console with some new gear. Sure. Game's awesome.
I'm totally indifferent.
Yes, indeed. All right, let's. Well, we sort of talked about some of this. Night Attack 09 wants to hear your reaction to the sports stories of the week. No demos, and then he mentions no EA SHL. I don't know what that is. / connected
The NHL thing.
How do you feel? So no connected GM. What does that mean?
Yeah, so Connected GM is the ability to run full league on NHL series with multiple people online, which, yeah, they're taking it out. Well, I don't think they're taking it out so much as it's that same new... This is the first season that they're doing the current consoles.
Exactly.
So
you have to
they're
remove some
always
features so
gimped.
that they can add them in next year.
They're always gimped.
Yep.
And unfortunately, everyone kind of expected it was going to happen, and they confirmed that it's happening. So,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty disappointed. You know what? I sit there and say that, and I'm still going to buy it. Because it's NHL, and it's a great game. It's fun to play, even single player or couch multiplayer, and I really wish all that stuff was in there, and I know it'll be in there next year. But I'll still buy it.
All
I
right,
kind of, the more I think about it, find myself on Sony's side of the argument of the EA Access thing, by the way. I think that they are correct. Because I would hate to have 5 different subscription models from various publishers that do the same thing instead of channeling them all through PSN or PS Plus.
Well, this has always been, it's just adding to the same problem, right? It was always the problem that you had on the Xbox where you had like Netflix, where you had 2 gates to get through to use Netflix on your Xbox.
Right.
And it seems like, Microsoft actually stepped back from that a tiny bit, but now you've got EA doing it, and I think, does Ubisoft do this with their...
No.
They
service
don't, but I'm just saying I feel like it. I feel like maybe Sony's decision was to forestall something like that on their platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Which
I'm not
agree
a fan.
with.
Yeah, I'm not a fan at all.
Yes. That program sure went from beta to launched super quick on the Xbox One.
Hey, when you're collecting dough, you get that shit up and running in a hurry.
All about Madden. Get it out before Madden.
Yeah.
Beta for a week, and then boom. Yes. All right, let's wrap up with this one from Hacker Alias Decoder Otter, who says, "What was your greatest triumph at an arcade? A couple of friends and I beat Metal Slug 2, and a crowd formed as we got to the end. Also, I beat Carnival. I'm not so proud of that."
Yeah, that's not a great one. Mine is, so when I was in college, I worked at a mom-and-pop video game store and had a lot of guys who hung around there, and we played games and shared secrets and whatnot. And one of them and I put together a moves list for Mortal Kombat 2 that we sold in arcades for like 25 cents a piece, and we made a shitload of money. But the point of the story is that I used to play Mortal Kombat 2 at the college the bowling alley arcade all the time, and there was this one particular guy there who was a real serious asshole, and I hated to play against him because he always beat me. But this friend who I did these code sheets with discovered the fatality where if you're using Shang Tsung, you like hold down 3 of the buttons for the entire match, and when you get to do the fatality, you let go of them, and he turns into Kintaro and like smashes the guy in half. And anyway, so I actually did that to this guy, and he literally stepped back from the controls and looked at me and said, "How the fuck did you do that?" And it was the crowning achievement of my arcade career. Or no, not Kintaro, I'm sorry, it was Goro. Because that was Mortal Kombat 2. Yeah, Kintaro was Mortal Kombat 3. So yeah, Goro. Anyway, that was awesome.
That's great.
Pretty fantastic.
I don't have any good arcade stories.
No?
My biggest achievement was getting a whole bunch of tickets at Skee Ball.
Jesus.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Were you 9?
Thunder.
I might have been.
Yeah.
But
that's the appropriate age for Skee Ball.
I remember a summer vacation where my brother and I finished the Simpsons arcade game at, we went to Disneyland, and then we spent a lot of the time in the arcade.
Oh my God, if I was your parent, I would have been so mad at you.
I used to do that all the time at the local amusement park. My parents would pay whatever it costs for an all-day ride pass, and I'd just be in the arcade the entire day.
Yeah.
Which just meant additional money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. What do you got, Phil? Got anything?
You know what? One time, ages ago, my friend Jim and I had gone to the mall to see a movie, and before the movie, we popped into the arcade that was right across from the theater.
Naturally.
And we started playing Narc, which was one of our favorite games at the time. And we were doing quite well. We actually ended up getting to the last boss of the game, which I don't know how far you guys have played into it, but the final boss is a fat man's head, a giant fat man's head on a moving platform.
Clearly
this
a drug dealer.
Yeah, this sounds like stolen from Smash TV.
Yeah, well, it's it kind of is.
Midway.
And and we were fighting him for quite some time, and people started noticing, and we had a crowd gathered around us, and we finally pumped enough missiles into him where he just started exploding into all these fleshy bits, and there was about 20-25 people around us who just started screaming and cheering.
Wow.
And then a giant Narc was awesome back in the day. Come on, Narc was fantastic.
I'm not gonna go
with you
on that. But
when the head explodes, then his giant skull comes out, and it's on like kind of a snake-like spine of bones, and you have to fight the skull now. And everyone went from cheering to the "oh" because we were only halfway through the fight. But
damn, son.
Yep. And we fought and fought, and we could not beat him. We ran out of quarters, and
losers.
We had to give in. But for that brief moment,
and then some other guy who still had quarters came on, and he did.
You stole my kill, you son of a bitch.
I don't remember if we handed it over to someone else. We may have actually been like, does someone want to get in here and take this? I don't remember, because at that point we had to run and see our movie. So
my other arcade crowning achievement was once I got to the point that I could get all the way to and defeat Mr. Sandman on 1 quarter in Punch-Out.
Oh,
nice.
Ooh, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That is.
Not bad.
That you even played Punch-Out in the arcade. Did
I loved Punch-Out in the arcade. That's one of my all-time favorite arcade games.
So are you a fan of the NES game?
Body blow!
I liked the NES game. I was kind of bummed out at the time because it wasn't anywhere near as good as the arcade game. But I liked it.
Interesting.
There you go.
All right. I think that's it. I think that's the show.
Brilliant.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for listening to this episode of the Player One Podcast. If you would like to comment on anything that you've heard or send us a question, you can direct that to @P1Podcast on the Twitters, or you can go to our internet website at playeronepodcast.com. There you'll find blog entries, mostly about Sega CD stuff from Mr. Greg Seward.
It's me.
New Generation 16 episodes will also appear there.
I'm hoping to release the episode 13 this week.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And
I am looking forward to it.
yeah, we're gonna also have a link to your Extra Life campaign there on the website.
Yeah, I
As
want to
update that. It's also going to be in the show notes for this episode. So
Yes.
yeah.
And I want to thank everybody who's donated so far. I'm up to $200 so far, so thank you very much.
Excellent.
1,800 to go to hit my goal this year.
Awesome.
Please support it.
Yes, indeed. And there's a message board on playeronepodcast.com. You can discuss this episode or any episode of this show with us and our other listeners.
If you'd like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting playeronepodcast.com or by going to the iTunes Music Store. While you're at the iTunes Music Store, you can also invest $1.99
Cheap.
to pick up the Player One Podcast iPhone application. Gives you one-touch communication with us via the voicemail. Nope. By the emails.
Not going to do it.
And the what have yous.
Nope.
Plus, have all of our episodes ready to stream
Nope.
right to your listening device. And hey, Android cell phone telephone users. Player One Podcast iPhone applications available for using devices as well as AM at $1.99.
Also, quite cost effective.
Nope.
Your problem, Greg, is you're looking at this app through the lens of someone who buys apps. You need to look at this through the lens
Really, we should
of
raise the
someone
price
who's
'cause
trying to
profits-
sell this app.
Profits are far more important than
eBay
sales.
doesn't care about the number of sales of this.
Profits drive sales, really.
Yeah. And let's face it, sales are important.
Yeah. Unless there's
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's assume this data is correct.
See how it supports my
our
point.
coach.
Yikes.
Brilliant.
CJ.
Yeah.
CJ.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. No, you know what? Actually, no. Hold on.
Yeah, you said thank you.
Greg?
I just started.
Yo,
Greg, thank you.
you're welcome. Hey,
Yeah.
I got me a faster internet connection now,
Yeah.
Meaning,
and I've been streaming a lot of stuff on Hitbox.tv.
did you guys realize that there's
/Stewie.
pornography on the internet?
Especially now that I'm on there.
Whoa.
But anyway,
So you're streaming stuff now.
yeah, stop by my channel sometime. Get on there around 9 p.m.
What are you
Eastern
streaming?
every night.
What do you
Pretty
stream?
much anything I'm playing.
Yeah?
Hmm.
The aforementioned Neurodancer?
Only on special nights. That's the night Mike comes on. I find it when Mike's free, and then I play it. I follow his instructions. It's like Mike plays Neurodancer.
Do you provide commentary while you play?
In a sense.
The problem is I only go right boob, always.
It's weird.
Can't go
It's really
left.
weird. Yeah.
Can't go left.
It's strange.
Yeah. Mike, thank you as well.
You're welcome.
And last and certainly least, thanks to CJ.
Oh, hey, thank you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a Stitch figure back there on your shelf?
Yes.
I think we're
It
done.
is.
Ohana means family.
That's right.
Nobody gets left behind.
It's actually a darn good movie.
It is a good
Yes,
movie.
it is. Yes, it is.
I love that movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You gonna get the Disney Infinity 2.0 with Stitch and
No. But hey, we
No.
are taking the kids to Disney World soon.
Oh, yeah?
And they are so excited to go to the Lego store there. That's really all they care about. So I'm wondering why we're spending all the money and we're just not going
There-
to Toys R Us.
Okay.
There are... Well, you don't want to buy your Lego at Toys R Us. They jack up the price. So...
I'm sure it's
these
quite
Legos
cheap
worth
at the Lego store in Disney World.
You know what? I bet you it's just the regular retail price.
But
Phil
then
buys
there's
all his
multi
Lego
thousands
wholesale.
of dollars that were spent to get there.
Well, I'm not counting that.
Mm-hmm.
Toys
Neither
R
are
Us.
they.
Toys R Us tends to jack up usually good 10-20% over retail price. I'm just saying.
Oh, I believe you.
Huh?
I believe you.
What kind of Olivia Newton-John man do you think Phil is there, Mike?
What?
Right. Is he magic?
I'm gonna say Twist of Fate from the John Travolta Olivia Newton-John film, Two of a Kind. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
There was more than one John Travolta Olivia Newton-John film.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that.
You never saw? I think it was called Two of a Kind.
You know,
and the hit single from that film was called Twist of Fate.
You should see.
To be honest, I've never seen Grease.
Oh my God! Very recently, they did some sort of Christmas video, and it is amazing.
Oh God!
It is really bad. So I'll put that in the show notes.
Country road.
Please also put in the video for Twist of Fate because
take me
it's real bad.
Okay, we'll do that. All right, I think that's it.
Place
That's John Denver.
I belong. Not
True.
this version.
Not this version.
This is the Olivia Newton-John version.
That was Phil's Olivia Newton-John impression.
CJ knows what I'm talking about.
Maybe I do.
CJ watches Ghibli movies.
Maybe
I love how that happens
It's time to leave.
three times an episode. No one knows what
Yeah.
the fuck's going
Except
on, but
CJ.
Phil says,
But
CJ
CJ
knows what I'm talking about.
And only 2 of those times was it true.
From the time that we were both in a Doritos sleeping bag together.
Yeah.
Yep. I pulled it down my trousers.
Exactly. All right, next week.
Why not?
You ever have
Touch
a
and
dog
go.
fart in your mouth?
Unless I get a better offer.
Yep.
Come on, Kuchera.